Hi, so we're just starting out on another of our little journeys, and I think it's quite important to do these because we really need to get moving towards everyone driving electric cars as soon as possible. We only have a 10-year window of opportunity to avert disaster from catastrophic climate change, and we only have this year left to actually start doing something about it. And so far the politicians seem to have more important matters on their mind, like Brexit and building walls in the USA. But there you are, that's politicians for you, completely nuts. But anyway, what we want to do this morning is to just show you that a drive in an electric car is quite pleasant and quite easy to do. So that's our purpose in doing this recording of a journey. We're going about 150 miles this morning to my daughter's house in Somerset, and I'm driving from North Leicestershire in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom we've got quite a good charging network on the motorways, so it should be okay. We've got all our stops scheduled. We're currently fully charged up 100% overnight, and this gives us a range of around 90 to 100 miles depending on how we drive. And if I was going to do one stop only on the way at Gloucester services, that would be very close to the maximum we could expect to reach of 93 miles. We don't really want to arrive somewhere with the battery completely flat, even though we probably could do it. And I don't really like driving more than about 50 miles anyway without stretching my legs. So we've got two scheduled stops this morning. First is Hopwood Park. I think that's the M42, and then Gloucester services on the M5. So we're all set, ready to go, and we're going to start our journey this morning. So we're just starting the journey and driving through the leafy suburbs at the moment. This part of the journey is between here and the M42. So we're just coming up to the motorway shortly, and once we're on the M42 then it's non-stop motorway all the way to Hopwood Park services. So we're doing a steady 65 miles per hour on the motorway, using the cruise control on the car, and this makes life a lot easier. Of course, the one thing about an electric car is that with regenerative braking, when you take your foot off the accelerator, it feels very much like applying the brake, but in actual fact the car begins to behave as if it was a generator rather than using a motor to drive the car. The car is driving the motor as if it were a generator and putting electrical energy back into the battery. Whereas with the electric car you can just plug in and fill up at home. So most of the time, at least 90% of your driving for most people will just be straight off their plugging in at home. So that means they're not wasting time going out filling up with fuel. So we're still on the M42 and making good progress. So we've covered about 30 odd miles so far. So we're just approaching Hopwood Park services now. We'll have a chance for a break.
In about 1 mile, take the exit 2 on your left. Then there is a roundabout. Take the 4th exit.
Okay, so we're just charging up at Hopwood Park now, and it shouldn't be too long, because with this car we've got plenty of range, so we're just topping up. So the last time I was here with a Peugeot Ion, which had a much shorter range of only 60 miles. We had to charge up above 80% here to make sure we had enough to get to the next stop, but 80% to go the 45 miles to Gloucester services should be no problem at all, which is the advantage of having a car with a longer range. And as for the stop, I would have stopped here anyway for a quick rest, so I'm not really adding a great deal to my time. I think more time has been added to the journey by filming than charging this morning. Okay, so we're driving off now. We've got 80% charge and 70 miles of range, and we've got about 45 miles to go.
Take me to your empty house. Take me to your house for hours. Take me to your house for hours. Take me to your empty house. Take me to your empty house. Take me to your house.
Turn right, then there is a roundabout. Take the third exit. Take the third exit, then take the motorway entrance onto M42.
So we're on the M5 now, and 25 miles from our next stop at Gloucester services, and the range is showing that we've got 54 miles of range left, so we can reach that without any problem. So we're doing a steady 65 miles an hour or thereabouts, and we've got 4.2 miles per each kilowatt hour as our average consumption over the journey so far. Which is not all that good actually. I'm not quite sure why. We normally get about 4.5 to 5. So we've arrived at Gloucester services, and that's 2/3 of the journey done, and it's all been quite comfortable and easy so far, and we've got 16 miles of range left, so we arrived here very comfortably on only an 80% charge. This is Gloucester services, which is quite the best services on the motorway system, I think. Very interesting architecture, and they do vegetarian and vegan foods and lots of really interesting stuff. They've got a farm shop. I think it's the only service area with a farm shop. I mean, here we are, so we're going to charge up now and get moving again. So we're nearly finished charging up at Gloucester services now, and we've just got another 50 miles or so to do, and that'll be the next leg of our journey. Most of that's off the motorway and a bit more interesting. Lots of hills in Gloucestershire. So we'll be on our way soon, and thanks for coming this far.
Starting route guidance to your destination. Continue on the current route.
So here we are, actually in Frome. So we started out at 8:30, and it's now 12:45, so just over 4 hours.
In about 400 yards, turn right.
So although this is an electric car, we've done the journey in about the same time. We're up the road now.
Turn right, then the destination is in about 300 yards on the left. Turn right now.
So we've arrived at our destination, as after about the same time as we would have in an ordinary car, and it's been a nice comfortable journey, and a lot quieter too, and no pollution, so I've got here without damaging the environment. Okay, so thanks for coming with me on this journey. Bye.
Talk me down.